Hello, in this video we're going to be talking about another one of the settings screens, and that is the reading screen. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my settings menu here in the back end, scroll down a bit and select reading. And there's not much here, and in most cases there's nothing here you actually need to touch. Let me explain to you what each thing does and then tell you what you may or may not want to play with. The first here is the front page displays setting, and this should be set to your latest posts. This is what makes the blog part of your website the home page, so that people always get the newest information whenever they come to your website, the latest posts on your blog. It is possible to change this to a static page. We do ask that you don't do this. If you feel this is something that you want to do, please drop me a line and talk to me about this. But really we ask that you leave this setting as it is on your latest post. The next option, blog pages show at most, and then the default setting of 10 posts. This is something you may want to change. What this is going to do is say basically that on your home page, whenever somebody comes to it, it's going to see the 10 most recent posts. Now, if you post a lot, this might be not exactly the right number for you. If you post a lot, you might want to make it a little longer. If you post a lot of short items, you might want to make it a little longer. If you don't post very often, if you post maybe just once a week, you might want to shorten it a little bit. That way, the home page doesn't show items from 10 weeks ago. You may want to change it to 4 or 5. Really, what I suggest is kind of leave it at 10. Get the hang of your website a lot, and then if you want to shorten it or lengthen it, you can experiment with that. The next two items have to do with the RSS feed that comes out of your website. This is so people can subscribe to your blog's content and get the newest blog posts automatically in a feed reader such as Google Reader. And we do suggest that you leave these two as is. This basically here for syndication feed shows the most recent 10 items. Basically, whenever somebody subscribes to your feed, they're going to see the 10 most recent items. And that's kind of a pretty standard number, so you should probably leave that one alone. The other option is for each article in a feed, show either the full text or the summary. The full text is a default. We like you to leave it there. Changing this to summary means that people who subscribe to RSS will only get a brief introduction to each of your posts and not the complete content. And then in order to read the full post, they will have to come to your website. Now, on first hearing, that might sound like a good idea, but it's really not. And so if you feel like you want to change this, again, drop me a line and talk to me about this, and we'll see if maybe it fits in your situation. Lastly, on this page, encoding for pages and feeds, this by default says UTF-8. This is something we ask you, please do not change at all. You can read a little more about it here under character encoding or other encodings links. But basically, this has to do with the character set that you're using. In our case, we're using ABC123. This is something you'd really need to change if, for example, you were writing a web page in Hebrew or Arabic or Russian or Chinese or Japanese. Then you're talking about different character encodings. Since I'm assuming we're all posting English, maybe Spanish, or one of the other languages that uses the same alphabet and numbers that we do, just leave this alone and everything will work fine. Just like with any other settings page, if you change any of these, go ahead and click Save Changes. Your changes should kick in almost automatically. And if you have any questions, as always, leave a blog comment. Thanks. Bye.